the film is about when Lou Bloom, so that's played by Jake Gyllenhaal, a driven man desperate for work, muscles into the world of LA crime journalism. He blurs the line between observer and participant to become the star of his own story. Aiding him in his effort is Nina, a TV news veteran. So basically, it's about this guy who sort of stumbles across this accident on the road, and suddenly all of these video journalists just rock up out of nowhere and start filming it so they can try and get the best story. And he's like, are you hiring? And they're like, get lost, and he's just like, he's really just sort of like, I want to do this. So he goes out and sells some of his stuff and buys this really rubbish camera and just tries to just do it himself. And what I loved about this film was that it's such a spark of original filmmaking. It's completely new. I've never seen anything like it before. And Jake Gyllenhaal sort of plays, a character that I would say is probably out of his comfort zone. He's very he's very autistic. Doesn't get any kind of receptions from people when he's talking to them. He's so driven. He really knows exactly what he wants and what he's going to do that. And throughout the film, we're sort of seeing how far is he going to push the line to get what he wants. And there's this sort of moment right at the start of the film. I don't, I don't want to have any spoilers or anything. Basically, there's this guy on the floor. He's just had a car crash, and Lou sort of rocks up and gets this guy and drags him in front of the car so we can get him in the shot. This guy that's bleeding, and you're kind of like, what? But it's the start of the push of how far are you gonna push this until breaking point. So it's about
kind of got that humorous side, and you shouldn't laugh at something like that, but you've got to, because it's like, how can someone do that?
In a way, and he just so it basically is about him pushing it further and further and further and further. And then he kind of meets this guy who he sort of hires and pays very, very low sums of money to basically kind of be his GPS, and he eventually just does better and better, and it's basically just about that story and what he's doing with that. It's a really strong piece of work. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Is it quite easy to watch? So if you because some of these films, I went to see some films a few years ago, and like.
Sorry, I went to go see some films a few years ago because you just have never seen any films ever.
I've watched probably a handful of films in my life. There are some stories. Anyway, so I went to see a film. I can't remember. Angelina Jolie was in it.
Oh right.
And it was kind of like it was like a psychological thriller.
Right.
And like if you sneeze or cough, like you've missed a bit of the film and that's it.
Right.
You're off track and you think, hang on, how's she got from there to there? You can kind of miss a bit. But is it one of those films that is all on the same level? There's not really any underlying story that you've also got to keep an eye out for? Is it just a film that you can watch and understand quite easily?
I think you can understand its message very easily, but I think also it does have that aspect of it is very fast paced, and Jake Gyllenhaal's character is so interesting. This is hands down his best performance I've ever seen him do. And he just the character that he plays, and the character is so interesting. Just the way that he talks and he relates to people is so it's just very unique. So like if you're thinking about have you seen Forrest Gump?
I have, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, lucky.
That's one I've seen. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like right at the start of Forrest Gump. He's offering a chocolate to this woman next to him that he's never met before. He's just this kind of this extrovert guy. And you kind of just like that's just really weird. Like normal people just don't do that. And this character is exactly like that. He just does all of these weird things. He relates to people in a way that I've never seen before, that I've never encountered before, and it's just that is so interesting. And there is not a moment of the film where you kind of want to nip out and go to the toilet or miss at all, because if you miss little parts of it, it wouldn't necessarily be a massive deal depending on the part of the film. But it's so interesting and it's so well done. You actually don't want to miss any of it.